around the world. This is FXPassion, broadcasting you live from sunny and beautiful Brazil. Please confirm that you can hear my voice and see my screen. We are on lesson 3 today, market behavior. So, and remember the 3 pillars, right? The strategy, system, the risk management, and the biggie one is the psychology. So if you have difficulties or challenges as a trader, remember that psychology is most likely the area you need to work. And also remember that 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide. Please disclaimer, the webinars are not investment or trading advice. Webinars are for educational purposes only. And don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose, everybody. That being said, please confirm that you can hear my voice so we can move on. Miguel, MJ, Max. Yes, okay. This is a sound check. Can you hear me, everybody? Can you hear me? Please confirm so I can see that everybody can hear me. And remember, we have different modules, right? We are still on the basic module, market structure, highs and lows, and trends. Okay, and today we are... Hello Eddington, how are you? Thanks for the confirmation. Hello MJ. So let's move. Okay, we talked about the market behavior. So far this is lesson 3. What we have learned so far is this is EURUSD monthly chart, right? And we have learned that number 1, that the market is moving from one band to the other from the monthly chart. Then we have learned about the highs and the lows. This was yesterday, highs and lows, right? We have learned that the high is a central candle with 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right with lower high values, and we have learned that a low is a center candle with 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right with higher low values. And then we have learned that we have 3 tradable market behaviors. We have the uptrend, this one, we have the downtrend, and we have the sideways movement, sideways channel. And we have learned yesterday also that we have, where is the chart? Okay, that we have 2 non-tradable behaviors, right? The one is this one, when the market is making lower highs and higher lows, and the other one is the crazy one. It's when the market is making higher highs but lower lows. So those 2 are not tradable. And we we had a homework, right? Until today we had a homework, and the homework was identify the trend on the monthly chart on euro dollar, USDJPY, AUDUSD, GBPUSD, and euro CAD. Okay, so let's start. The first is going to be euro dollar monthly chart. Okay, everybody, this is euro dollar monthly chart. What would you say? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? Are we sideways? And remember, we are talking right now, as a beginner trader you need to learn the terminology, right? So we are going to talk about the terminology. We're going to talk about the general overall trend, and then we are going to talk about the long-term trend, and we are going to talk about the short-term trend. Okay, so as a beginner trader, this is lesson 3. You need to learn about the terminology. General, I'm missing a letter. General overall trend. Okay, so from the euro dollar monthly chart, what would you say? Are we in a downtrend where the market is making lower lows, lower highs? Are we in an uptrend where the market is making higher highs, higher lows? Or are we in a sideways channel, sideways movement? And remember, don't be afraid to ask questions and say, okay, there is no right or wrong. Don't be shy. Ask questions, everybody. So, euro dollar monthly chart. Which one is going to be? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a sideways channel? Let's make a poll. Who thinks that we are in an uptrend? Are we in an uptrend? And remember, we are talking about the general overall trend right now, because we are on the monthly chart. We are talking about the general overall trend. Are we in a general overall uptrend? Are we in a general overall downtrend? Or are we in a general overall sideways channel or sideways movement? Eddington says downtrend. MJ saying log mid short-term downtrend. Yes sir, correct. Okay, so as a beginner trader, you're going to practice this. It's going to take a little bit of spatial intelligence. So the market is making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So we are in a downtrend. And some of you sent me an email about the fractal indicator. If you are a beginner, everybody, you need to learn how to identify highs and lows. Why is that? Not all highs and lows are relevant. Those highs and lows are relevant. Those in between are not relevant. And don't bother. You are going to learn everything. We are going to explain step by step, okay? The fractal indicator, it's okay for the more experienced traders, but for the beginner, you need to learn how to identify highs and lows, because not all highs and lows are relevant, right? Okay, so we are in a downtrend and we can confirm our downtrend with the downtrend line. Okay, of course we are talking about the general overall trend, right? Of course, here in between we were in sideways, then we were in a short-term uptrend, and the market is still falling. And Eddington is saying, and before anyone says we are in an uptrend because we hit the low end of the band, you need to look at another charting software to see the actual low of the range. Yes sir, yes sir. Next, which one was next? USDJPY. USDJPY monthly chart. USD monthly chart. What would you say, everybody? Are we in an uptrend? The market is making higher highs, higher lows. Are we in a downtrend where the market is making lower lows and lower highs? Or are we in a sideways channel, kind of? What would you say? Are we in an uptrend? Remember, you need to identify highs and lows, right, in order to spatially identify what is going on. Okay, now question for the beginner trader. USDJPY, not the easiest pair to trade, but still okay. Question: is this here, this quadrant, I'm going to make it red, okay? Is this quadrant a low? Is this quadrant, I'm going to zoom in the chart, is this quadrant, is this wick of the, this is the candle, is this wick a low? Is this a low, everybody? You can say yes, you can say no, you can say I don't know. You can say, Passion, I have no idea, man, which is okay, right? We are here to learn. Is this a low? Is this a center candle with 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right with higher low values? Eddington says no, overall uptrend line is not broken yet, so I think it's still uptrend. Okay, let's check. So we have a low, we have a high, we have a low, we have a high, right? Now stay with me, everybody, this is extremely important. Stay with me. Okay, what you need to understand is that when the market waves, okay, is going to make highs and lows, right? Yes, nothing special about that. Okay, so if this here is not a low, everybody, right? If this is not a low, can this one be the high? Can this one be the high? For the beginner trader, this is the $1 million question. If this is not, if the market waves, this is how the Forex market works, everybody. If the market waves, right, it's going to make a low and a high and low and a high. If this is not a low, is this a high? Okay, we want to identify, we want to spot the trend, right? So we need to understand, I mean, after a high, it's a must. It can. Global Academy Play says no. Both are correct, everybody. Of course, in theory, this is a high, right? So MJ, you're right. In theory, let me erase this one. In theory, this is a high, okay? But Global Academy Play says no, and why not? Well, after the market makes a high, it must make a low, okay? So what we are going to say here, MJ, is this high is not a relevant high in order to identify the trend, okay? So even though this is a high, this one here is not a relevant high in order to identify the trend, okay? So Global Academy Play says no, you're correct. So let's erase this quadrant, and let's push this line up in here. So we are going to zoom in a little bit for you to see. Okay, we have a high, right? Is a central candle with 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right. Now the question is, if this is a high, where is the low? Is this a low? Everybody, I'm going to put a quadrant in here. Red quadrant. Is this a low? You can say yes, you can say no. Because why is this important? Because if this is not a low, again, we must find another high. Why is that? Well, because the market is waving, right? So if this is a low, if this is a low, then this high is okay. If this is not a low, we need to find another high in order to spatially understand, in order to spatially see the trend. So is this a low? You can say yes, you can say no, you can say I don't know, no problem, we are here to learn. Eddington says yes, but you have a lower low in 2016. Yes, Eddington, but let's go step by step, my friend. The dodgy shaped candle can be a low. Okay, yes sir. So this is a low, everybody. Okay, not this one. This is a low, so we have a higher low, and then we have a higher high, which is this one. Is this the correct high, everybody? Is this the correct high? Tricky question, we are here to learn. Is this the correct high, or is this one, the second one, the correct high? Which is the correct high, everybody? The first, the lower, or the upper high? Which one is the correct? And of course the second question, why did you choose the first one, and why did you choose the second one? Which one is the correct high? No sir. Which one is no sir? The first or the second? Global Academy says no. Okay, Global Academy, which one is not correct? The first or the second? Not a correct high. The second is not correct, or the second is correct? The second is okay, says MJ. The second. So the second is okay. Right? So the second is okay. Do we all agree that the second one is okay and the first one is not? Why not? Why the first one is not okay? Because, as we said, after a high, after the high, a market must make a low before the next high. So we don't have any. Yes, correct, MJ, congratulations. We don't have any lows in here. So we are going to move this up in here, and this is going to be the correct. Okay, so we are here right now. Yeah, don't worry, I'm going to write this text. Okay, place on the first does not have correction. Yes sir. Okay, now what happened? We have a lower low in here, right? And we have potentially a lower high. Do we agree on that, everybody? I'm going to color code this in orange, right? So when it's time to trade, you need to and this applies on all time frames, right? Those rules are the same on the 5-minute chart, on the 15-minute chart, on the daily, 2-hour, 4-hour, on all time frames. We are applying the same rule. So we have an uptrend, the market is making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, but then the market reversed and we have a lower low, right? And we have potentially, I'm going to explain you why potentially, we have potentially a lower high. Now it's time to trade, everybody. This could be the 1-hour chart or the 5-minute chart, right? Until you are not a scalper, you need to identify the trend. So USDJPY monthly chart, are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? What are we? Based on the highs and the lows, are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? What are we, everybody? And don't worry, USDJPY is not the easiest pair to understand technically. Okay? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? What would you say? Yeah, okay. So, okay, let's explain this one. Let's explain this one. Okay. Let's move in here. Let's say that you have Eddington says uptrend, but your middle high and low are no uptrend. Short term down because we have a lower low, but long term still uptrend. Okay, let's go step by step. You have a low and you have a high, everybody. Tell me, you have just one low and you have one high. Tell me, are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? You have just this. You have one high and one low. One low and one high. Are we in an uptrend when you see this? Are we in a downtrend when you see this? What are we? Are we sideways? Global Academy is asking up with the trend continuation pattern. Okay, we're going to answer in just a second. Just let's clarify this for the beginner traders. Okay, you have one low and you have one high. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? What are we? Are we in sideways? Can't say, need two more lows. Yes, sir, correct. So we don't know, right? Now you have another low down here. What about now? Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? What are we? This is extremely important. This is the base of everything, everybody. At least technically speaking. You need to understand. If you don't understand those concepts, you are not going to understand the trends, and you are not going to understand the structure, and you are going to have difficult time to understand trends within trends. Okay, Eddington says 75% down structure. Yes, sir, correct. So you cannot say that we are in a downtrend, right? Why not? Because if you say when it's time to trade and you are going to, let's say the market is not this one, the market is going to start to rally, right? And the market is going to hit resistance in here, if you want. The market is going to hit resistance on the left, right? And on the smaller time frame, you are going to short the market in here because you thought that we are in a downtrend. Well, as Eddington said, this is a 75%. You need to wait. If you are trading like this, everybody, this would be a mistake. Okay, so to have the confirmation of a market behavior, look what can happen. You are going to short what's supposed to be, and again, what's supposed to be a possible uptrend. The market is going to go up, 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 up and make a higher high, right? So this is why in order to confirm, we are going to write this down, then we are going to answer the USDJPY question. In order to confirm the trend, let's write this down. Okay, this is our rule. In order to confirm a trend, we need to see a minimum of 2 lows and 2 highs in 2 lows and 2 highs, and let's remember the relevant lows and highs. In order to confirm a trend, we need to see a minimum of 2 lows and 2 highs. Okay, there you go. In order to confirm a trend, we need to see a minimum of 2 lows and 2 highs, right? Now, in an uptrend, the second high and the second low are going to be higher, right? So it's going to be a higher high and a higher low, right? In an uptrend, the second high and the second low are going to be higher, so we are going to have a higher high and a higher low. Hello Max, how are you? and of course in a downtrend is going to be the same, just in the opposite direction. Downtrend, the second high and the second low are going to be lower, right? So it's going to be a lower high and a lower low. Okay, so take a screenshot of this. You need to learn this, everybody, if you're a beginner trader. In order to confirm a trend, we need to see a minimum of 2 lows and 2 highs, the relevant one. In an uptrend, the second high and the second low are going to be higher. In a downtrend, the second high and the second low are going to be lower. Right? Where is the... okay. So now here we have, this is USDJPY. Here we have, right, higher highs, higher lows, so it's going to be a higher high, higher low. But then on the right side we have one high and we have one low, the orange color, right? We have one high, we have one low, and we have another lower high. However, because of these rules, that in order to confirm a trend we need to see a minimum of 2 highs and lows, this downtrend is right now of a speculative nature. Okay, yes, we have a lower low if you compare the red line with the orange line. Você é um ótimo professor. Oh, Max, you learned Portuguese. Congratulations. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Max. You are an excellent student. Thank you, Max. So it's speculative in nature, this downtrend, right? Now, of course, we are going to learn in the next lessons about the trend lines. That trend lines are tools that confirm our trend, right? And MJ and Eddington said that we are still in an uptrend. So long term, if this is the low and this is another low, I'm going to delete this, delete this, delete this. Okay, so long term we are still in an uptrend. However, short term we have a trend line break. Okay, so let's make it in orange, and okay, we have a trend line break here. So long term, right, we are still in an uptrend. This is why USDJPY may be difficult to trade right now, especially for the beginner traders. Okay, now that being said, everybody, you need to understand what is going. We have the interest rate decision today, right? If the market is going to make a lower low, if the market is going to make a lower low, what this means for you as a trader? Let's say that the FOMC is going to cut the rates, right? And let's say, we are speculating right now, let's say that the market is going to make another lower low. What this means to you as a trader? Has the trend shifted? Should we go short on USDJPY? If the market is going to make a lower low, then we have confirmation of a downtrend. So what this means to you? Você pode, por favor, em alguns exemplos mostrar oi baixo, double top? Okay, but we're talking about market behavior, so this applies on every time frame. If the market makes a lower low, are we in a downtrend? We are still trying to answer the same question. Are we in an uptrend on USDJPY? Are we in a downtrend on USDJPY? Or are we locked in some kind of sideways channel? We are still trying to answer this question. Can you please, in few examples, repeat what is high, low in any currency pair? Trend shifts, yes sir, congratulations, Global Academy plays, yes sir. Just drawing and we will understand later high, low. What are highs and lows? Okay, even if it makes a lower low, we are still in an uptrend. No sir, no sir, no sir, no sir, unless the uptrend, no sir. Great question MJ, but no sir. Everybody, I hope it's not too much information. Everybody, if this is the uptrend line on the monthly chart, okay, and the market is moving like this, right? This is the monthly chart, okay. When this happens and you have two lower lows and two lower highs, you are not in an uptrend anymore. Okay MJ, you are not in an uptrend anymore. Oh Passion, but we have an uptrend line. Yes I know, but remember the first slide I showed you yesterday. What you need to understand is that the relevant structure is this, right? This is the relevant structure. Okay, this is the relevant structure. Okay, when this happens, we are not in an uptrend anymore. Remember when I told you, I asked you if you have a high and a low, what are we? Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? And you said, I don't know. And I said, well, you have another higher low in here, right? What are we? Are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? And you said, I don't know, and this is correct. So this picture, everybody, you need to understand this picture is exactly the same than this picture. Okay MJ, are we clear why if the market makes a lower low, we are not in an uptrend anymore? At least not a confirmed uptrend. MJ, are we clear why the market is not in an uptrend anymore? You need to understand this, everybody. If not, you are going to lose money on a demo account and you are not going to understand why. MJ, are we clear why if this happens on USDJPY, we are not in an uptrend anymore? What are we missing? What are we missing for this trend line long term? Confused? Yes sir. Okay, let's go with the concepts. Is this concept in here clear? That we need to have, this is structure, everybody. Is this concept in here clear? That in order to have an uptrend, we need two highs and two lows. Okay, we are missing this leg in here. Is still in an uptrend, but now a 75% uptrend. Yes sir, but the overall trend line is not broken yet. Yes, you're correct MJ, but try to understand this. When this happens, if you are going to go long, you are going to most likely lose money. Okay, why is that? Because as Eddington said, we are missing another leg. Right? Yes, this could be a speculative 75% uptrend, but so far, right, we are in a downtrend so far. Okay, and we are going to be back in an uptrend when the market is going to make finally, what? This is where in the beginning most of traders, beginner traders, lose money and then go on with education, right? You have a low here, you have a relevant high up in here, you have a relevant low in here, and you have a relevant high in here. Now and only now you have a confirmed uptrend. Only now you have a confirmed uptrend, not before. Only now you have a confirmed uptrend. So let's make this okay. Monthly, yes sir. What time frame we speak about now? Max, those concepts apply on all time frames, but we are talking about USDJPY right now. Not 1 minute. If we speak on 1 minute or 15 minutes, this will not work. Well, Passion, if I was to go long on that point, I would make a lot of money. Yes, sir. Maybe it sounds complex, everybody, okay, but just bear in mind that with the rules, in order to confirm a trend, we need to see a minimum of 2 lows and 2 highs. Okay, so right now, USDJPY, we are still in an uptrend, and don't bother with the trend line. If we just take the highs and the lows, right, we are still in an uptrend. Why? Because the downtrend is not confirmed. We are missing, yes, Max, but we were talking about how are we going to trade if the market makes a lower low. If the market makes a lower low, everybody, and of course you can accept what we are telling you, you can reject, okay, no problem, you can reject, but I'm telling you, if this happens, we are not in an uptrend anymore. You should be short if the market makes a lower low. And of course you can say, no, Passion, I'm going to buy, no problem whatsoever. Okay, there is no right or wrong. MJ is saying, if market makes a lower low, of course it means we are on a downtrend, but overall is still uptrend. No sir, no sir. And that downtrend will be, okay, I know maybe what is confusing. I know what is confusing. Okay, now everybody, you need to be clear on what is bias. Okay, you need to be clear on what is bias. Bias is the overall general direction. Okay, on USDJPY the bias is up, because we learned on the lesson 1 that the currency, the Forex market, is a financial game between the two countries, and countries and governments have contracts because of imports and exports. So this is the bias. Okay, when it touches the lower band, you should be looking to go long, to buy. When it touches the upper band, you should be looking to go short, right? Now this is bias. Okay, a trend, everybody, a trend is a different thing. Okay, so maybe the bias is up, but if the market makes a lower low, you should be shorting the market, right? Passion, but why, if the bias is up, should I go short and sell? What is the answer? Why, if the bias is up, why should I be shorting the market if the market makes a lower low? What's the answer? What's the answer, everybody? What's the answer? Should we go with the trend, against the trend? What's the answer? Right? If the bias is up, What should I short the market? Should we go with the trend? Should we go against the trend? Right? Now, there is no right or wrong, but as a beginner trader, if you want and if you are not comfortable on shorting the market when the bias is up, you can wait until the market breaks, right? Until the market breaks the downtrend line and makes another relevant high. And you can trade with the overall general bias. And the answer, why should we trade with the trends, is simply because we don't have the trillions and billions and zillions of dollars, most likely, in our accounts, right, to sustain this risk, right? We cannot buy one lot and at 108.6 and put a stop loss at 77, right? We don't have the zillions and trillions. I mean, also if you have this money, it would be crazy, right? Even though you have this, maybe you have the zillions of risk capital, but it would be crazy, right? Why would you risk that much going, why would be going against the trend and risk that much, right? Okay. Mackie says triangle, stop trading and relax. Yes, as we are talking about, maybe USDJPY is not the easiest pair for the beginner traders. However, market behavior so far, USDJPY 75% downtrend so far. Okay, what was next? We have AUDUSD. Let's check AUDUSD. AUDUSD. And everybody, as we are saying to every webinar, watch these webinars again and again and again. Okay, don't be so naive that you are going to watch a webinar once and you are going to understand everything. Okay, it's common for the traders to watch webinars and videos for 5 times the same webinar. AUDUSD monthly chart. Market behavior, what are we? In an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Or are we in a sideways channel? Eddington is saying, if you eliminate the middle high low, then you still have 2 highs and 2 lows in an uptrend, so it's still confirmed. Eddington is saying, if you eliminate the middle highs and lows, okay, but why would you eliminate? Eddington, you need to listen to the market. Why would you eliminate this? Everybody, why would you eliminate this? Right? You cannot eliminate anything. The market is talking to you through the candlestick formations and the waves, right? Why would you eliminate something that is telling you that be careful, maybe the uptrend is over? Why not 66%? Well, because of this, right? You have a you have a confirmed trend when you have minimum 2 lows and 2 highs. Now if this is 25%, right? This is 25 and this is 25. If you have only 2 highs and 1 low, you get to 75. And when you have 2 highs and 2 lows, then you have a confirmed trend. It's 100%. Okay? And MJ is saying AUDUSD is down. Yes sir. Eddington, that lower low in 2016 is still part of the initial structure. USDJPY. Okay, but you cannot, Eddington, you cannot eliminate anything, okay? This is a high, no doubt about this, and this is a low, and no doubt about that. Okay, you cannot eliminate and think that, oh, the market is going to go up because I eliminated the chart, you know. Okay, you cannot eliminate anything, you need to listen to the market, everybody. Okay, sometimes things are going to be confused, no problem. MJ, AUDUSD monthly chart, we are in a downtrend, yes sir. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, and lower high and lower low. Congratulations MJ, yes sir, we are in a downtrend. AUDUSD market behavior, we have three tradable behaviors: uptrend, downtrend, and sideways channel. And yes, AUDUSD, I think, is not correct calculation of probability. Need to check similar in history or another method, not just we have too low and too high and it's 75 uptrend. Well, Max, as we say, you can accept what we are teaching, you can also reject, okay? If you don't agree, no problem. Okay, there is no right or wrong, okay? But for the beginner traders, this is the rule. In order to confirm a trend, we need to see a minimum of two lows and two highs, and there must be the relevant highs and lows. Next, GBPUSD, GBPUSD, monthly chart. Okay, remember, we are not talking about the bias right now, we are talking about the trend. GBPUSD, are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? Or are we locked in some kind of sideways movement, sideways channel? And then we need to check EURUSD. GBPUSD monthly chart, are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? What are we? You can say uptrend, you can say downtrend, you can say I don't know. Right? And just for the purpose of learning, everybody, who thinks that just this piece of data, who thinks that this quadrant we are in an uptrend? Just for the purpose of learning, who thinks that we are in an uptrend in this quadrant? MJ says down, yes sir. What about the quadrant? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Are we sideways? What are we? Everybody, you can apply these rules to every time frame. This could be the 5-minute, the 15-minute question. Sell trend. Okay, anybody else? Are we? Let's make a poll. Are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? We're talking just about the quadrant right now. Okay, just the price action. This will be double low. Eddington says 75% up. Trading logic sideways. So you have a relevant low, you have a relevant high, right? And you have a relevant low. So far, and this would be the trend line, right? If you want, and don't get confused, the price action is more important than the trend lines, everybody. Okay, so I would say we're talking just about the quadrant, okay? I would say we are 75% up and maybe, just maybe, waiting for a sideways movement because it's almost nearing here. And of course, as Max is saying, we don't have a crystal ball, right? Okay, so this is 75%. We're talking just about the quadrant, everybody. But overall, as MJ said, overall direction, and we are not talking about the bias, we're talking about just the trend, it's down. This is the overall general trend. Okay, the overall general trend on GBPUSD monthly chart is down. The market is making lower lows, lower highs. And the EURUSD, we have one more. EURUSD monthly chart. MJ said not up nor down. Yes sir, yes sir. Better to think like this, right? Not up, not down. When we're talking just about the quadrant, of course, just for the purpose of learning, right? Not up, not down. Maybe sideways, right? Maybe 75%. Who knows, right? Anyway, lesson 3, don't enter with the trade, don't enter the market until you have a confirmed, where is it? Until you have a confirmed trend, right? By the way, I'm Rakesh, your next host. Oh, how are you, Rakesh? How are you? Don't enter. Why would you risk your capital, everybody, if you don't have a confirmed trend? Okay, stay out. If this happens, just for the purpose of learning, if you are here, this could be the 5-minute time frame, the 15-minute time frame. I'm talking just about the quadrant. This could be the 1 hour chart, the 2 hour chart, the 4 hour chart. If you see this, stay out. Okay, don't enter. Oh, I'm going to go long, I'm going to buy. Not yet, you don't have a confirmed trend yet. Oh, I'm going to short. You don't have a confirmed trend either. Oh, I'm going to buy because it's sideways. You don't have a confirmation of the sideways movement either. Stay out, you don't have a confirmation. EURUSD, this is the easy one. What are we? Market behavior. What are we? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Or are we sideways? What would you say, everybody? Yes, I was on vacation. Too long. Never, ever, ever again. Too much. I mean, if those are the problems are right, if being on vacation is a problem, then we love this kind of problems, but it was too much this time. MJ saying EURUSD uptrend, need to wait, trend line break. Okay, so let's go with the rules, everybody. Let's zoom in, right? We have a low, we have a high, we have a low. Low is a central candle with 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right with higher low values. We have a high, is a central candle with 2 candles on the left and 2 candles on the right with lower high values, right? Then we have another low in here. Then we have another high in here. Okay, we're going to check just the relevant ones. We have another low in here. We have another high in here. Everybody, why is this high not relevant? $1 million question for the beginner trader. What is this high? The red arrow is pointing. Why is this high not relevant to identify the trend? And I'm going to make it yellow, okay? Let me check the time. 5 more minutes, everybody. 5 more minutes. And why is the blue quadrants, why are they not relevant? Why those highs and lows are not relevant, everybody? Who knows the answer to this question? Not sure about this one. Let me check. What is the high? This is the 1.6152. 1.6. Okay, so this is, yes, this is a relevant high clown here. Okay, why the blue quadrants are not relevant? Going to make a low soon, downtrend resume, I guess. That high is a lower high, and after there, yes, congratulations MJ, you are correct. Okay, the highs and lows that are not relevant are not explaining the overall general trend, even though those are highs and lows, okay, but are not relevant highs and lows. Okay, so relevant high and low, relevant high and low, relevant high and low, relevant high and low, relevant high, right? If you want, everybody, if you want, you can do also like this, because the second, you can do it like this, no problem. Okay, because this low is still a higher low. Okay, you can do it like this, no problem. Okay, this low on the right is still a higher low when the market is waving. So we are still in an uptrend, right? On the monthly chart, technically speaking, we are in an uptrend. Okay, long term overall general trend, we are in an uptrend, everybody. The market is making higher highs, higher lows. Okay, you need to understand this. We are talking about the monthly chart, right? Short term, let's make an introduction to the short term. Short term, we are in a downtrend. Okay, this is going to be a lesson for tomorrow. Short term, we are in a downtrend. Okay, long term structure is up, short term structure is down. You have two lows and two highs, and the second low and the second high are lower. Remember this concept, everybody, and you need to train this. Homework until tomorrow, watch again this webinar. Okay, homework until tomorrow, re-watch this webinar today. Okay, because this is an introduction for tomorrow. What you are seeing here is a trend inside a trend. The big general overall trend is up. Okay, we are not talking about trading yet. We are just teaching you how to understand the market. Okay, you are seeing right now a short-term downtrend inside a long-term uptrend, and then we're going to learn about, of course, about extensions and retracement and everything else. Okay, everybody, our time is up. Rakesh is next, so stay in, stay tuned. Okay, and homework until tomorrow, re-watch this webinar and come with questions tomorrow. Okay, see you back tomorrow. Thank you, and stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off.